Hey everybody, let's talk about photos for your new website design. Now, a new website design is a very fun and exciting process. You're getting rid of a website that maybe you were not proud of or just didn't function well anymore, and you're moving on to a beautiful website that can really be a great representation of you online. Now, you're going to reach a point in the process where you're going to have to provide imagery and to provide graphics or photos that you have. And you may reach this point and realize that everything that you had from the past is either maybe outdated or just doesn't look that nice, and you want something better. Now, once you reach this point in the process, you're going to have to go one of three ways. Either going to keep using the imagery and graphics that you currently have, or you're going to go with stock photography, which is cheap and it does look nice. However, it's just not personal at all to who you are as an organization or brand. Or you can get new photography done professionally for you. Now, there are a lot of organizations and companies that do use stock photography. And whereas that is great for certain instances, it's not great when you're really doing a brand new website redesign. We understand that you may not have a lot of budget, especially when you're using a majority of your budget for a new website. But if you just load in to a website a bunch of stock photos, you're not really presenting who you are as an organization or as a brand. When you think about it, you go to a website, the main thing that communicates with you is actually the imagery, whether it's video or it's photos. The imagery is what actually shows you inside that organization, that company. It's people, it's culture, where they are, what they produce, their services, things like that. It's the imagery that really resonates with you. So in particular, in this case study, we helped a church. They were coming into a new website design. They realized that their old images were just not what they wanted to show on the website. They were kind of amateur done. They did not reflect where they were currently. And so we stepped in, we provided them with photography services. We went during a Sunday morning service and we really focused on three different things. We focused on their people, their culture, and the actual place of the church. So we wanted to capture the people during their classes, during the worship service, and then during some fellowship after the worship service. We want to capture the culture as well. So kind of what is the dynamic like of this church? How is it maybe a little bit different from other churches based upon the way that they do things? We wanted to capture that within each of these different scenarios, whether it was during the classes, the worship time, or the fellowship time. And then we really wanted to capture the place of the church. So whenever somebody is going to visit a church, they kind of want to know what the place looks like. What does it look like inside of the chapel, or the places where people gather? So we wanted to make sure and give people a really good sense of what that looks like, so that whenever they go to visit, they kind of already feel like they've been there and maybe a little bit more comfortable with that. So those are the things that we were able to focus on for this church when they went through their website redesign. And I can honestly tell you that it was a beautiful integration, because us being able to do photography and design together means that we're not just siloed off from each other, we're actually communicating. So I'm working with the designer who's actually creating the website. So there are many, many benefits to getting professionally done photos when you're going through a new website design process. It's really just going to elevate that new design that you get. It's really going to elevate that presence that you want from a new website. So if you're interested in photography services, please reach out. We would love to work with you, love to help you during this process, designing a new website and making sure that you're going to get the most out of that website for your marketing and for your online presence.